This is Adrian with LarsenPress.com bringing you a special edition of the podcast, the Alpha Podcast. Today, we got a pretty special guest, Bailey. Today, they're wrapping up the state finals, the state championship in basketball. It's kind of a crazy deal. My daughter goes in there and she really kicks some butt. Seen a lot of great things that have come from her out on the basketball court that translates into her just being a better athlete altogether, being more competitive, and the importance of winning and being a good teammate. And so I'm going to introduce Bailey.
Hi.
So why don't you tell me about how you got started playing basketball?
It was like my first team I was on. Wasn't that like in second grade, I think?
Why did you start?
Because I started seeing you play it, and I saw a lot of basketball games with you, and I just wanted a challenging sport.
Yeah. And so when you played, you got, what's your number on your jersey?
0.
And who else is number 0?
Damian Lillard.
Who's your favorite basketball player?
Michael Jordan and Damian Lillard.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Michael Jordan play a game?
No.
No?
No.
You know, he was one of the best players ever in the entire world to ever play a game. I remember when I was a kid growing up, I would watch Michael Jordan play, and I didn't appreciate the things he did because he'd always beat up on my Blazers. But as an adult and him being retired, I can respect the things he did for the game. And to listen to her say that her favorite player is Michael Jordan is pretty special to me. All right, well, you go to some Blazer games?
What?
You go to some Blazer games?
Yeah, I go to a lot of Blazer games.
You do? How do you like it?
I really like it.
What's your favorite thing about basketball?
I really like when I'm on defense and I can take the ball and like help my team out with taking the ball.
How important to you is being like a good teammate and supporting your teammates on your team?
It's really important because I feel like if you don't like support them and cheer for them, then they're not gonna do as good as they would when you're supporting them.
So talk to me about this season. You guys are wrapping it up. This is the last weekend. What has been the most fun about the season?
Definitely being on a competitive basketball team. Like, I've played some, but it hasn't been like as much as this. Like, we have lots of practices and lots of games, and it's just very competitive, and I like that.
Okay. What's been the hardest thing about the season?
The hardest thing, probably, the hardest thing for me is when I feel like they don't put me in as much as I'd want to get put in. I don't get enough playing time as I'd like.
Okay. And when you say you don't get as much playing time as you like, is that because you feel like you bring something special to the team where you feel like you can do something special to help win?
I feel like everybody can do that on our team.
Yeah. Everybody's got like their own little talent.
Yeah.
What position do you play?
I play, I don't know. I don't play point guard. We have like positions like, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4s, and H, and I'm an H,
Which H is kind of in the basketball term that we're playing here is kind of like a small forward, kind of sit out on the wing and kind of help direct traffic and get the ball on kickouts and things like that. So talk to me about, we lost yesterday's game.
Yeah.
And was that a close game?
I don't remember the score. I think we were like off by like 10, I think.
And then we just played just now.
And we lost by 2.
We lost again, yeah, by 2. So we're done for the day. We got a couple of games tomorrow. And hopefully we'll place in the state, which is what we want. How do you feel about losing?
I mean, I'm not gonna go cry, and it's not the best feeling, but that just shows what I need to improve on for the next game.
Do you think about that going into another game, about how there's certain things you need to improve on, or when you go to practice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there ever a time where you think about maybe a game or a practice, or when you're doing something and you failed, and like it pisses you off enough to make you try as hard as you can?
Yeah, like before I go in, I always try to think of something that I get like really, really mad about, because that makes me like hungry and tough.
So when I first started watching you play basketball, I think it was second grade, you were very timid. You didn't like to bump into people. You didn't like to try to steal the ball or do jump balls. What's different now between how you're playing now, where you're very aggressive, to back then where you didn't want to be aggressive?
I feel like back then I was scared of everybody. And now I'm like not scared or shy at all.
Good.
I
You
used to
want
be
to
very
go out.
shy.
So I remember there was a game where one of the girls in the bathroom came up to you and said, hey, we're really going to whoop up on your team. And what did you do?
I got very mad.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about that during the game, and then doing that made me get get the ball from her. And
Yeah, there were some times you were guarding her and you stole the ball like 4 times. Yeah. That was a good feeling as a dad, watching you go out there and show her that you're a better player than her.
Thanks.
Made me happy.
Thank you.
All right, is there anything you want to wrap up saying?
No,
No?
I'm good.
Are you ready for the season to be over? Ready to hit some open gyms?
Yeah, I'm excited for open gym.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Start working on some shooting?
yeah.
Well, thanks, Bailey, for taking some time. This is Adrian with LarsenPress.com. There it is, the Alpha Podcast. Special guest Bailey, killing it on the basketball team.